What are spirit guides? Do you have a spirit guide? And how do you connect with your spirit guide once you know that you have one? That's what we're going to talk about in this video today. But before I do, hi, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com. If you're new to the channel and you want to become a witch or a Wiccan, or you want to learn Wicca and witchcraft, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. Today's topic is spirit guides, and this has come as a request because a lot of people struggle with being able to connect with spirit guides or just knowing how to connect with spirit guides because, well, it's pretty diverse. You can ask 10 different people who connect regularly with their spirit guides what their spirit guide is, what it looks like, what it's called, and you may get 10 different answers. It's not really cut and dry when it comes to spirit guides. People will describe their spirit guides depending on their filter, so depending on their religious background, their upbringing, all of these things. So they do vary in how they present to people. So you will find that spirit guides will tend to present to you in a way that is pleasant to you, and often in a way that makes sense to you. So they're not trying to make it hard for you because they're there to guide you. Spirit guides are beings that can be angelic, they can be ancestors, they can be animal spirits, they can even be plant spirits. They can be all different types of spirits, but essentially what they are is consciousness that is with you right from the beginning of your life here on planet Earth, all the way up to your exit from planet Earth. And they're there to guide you. So they want you to connect with them and they want it to be a positive experience. So connecting with them is something that you need not be afraid of doing. But if you are afraid of connecting with them, I would suggest that when you start the process of connecting, that you do make sure that you surround yourself with at least a sphere of light, or even do a full Wiccan circle to just help clean the space and clear the space and make it a safe space, so that when you're connecting, you're not going to maybe accidentally connect with something that may be pretending to be a spirit guide but isn't. That may not be so pleasant. But generally speaking, your spirit guides will speak to you and they will be very, very positive towards you. So you should be able to note the difference between your spirit guides, who are going to be very helpful to you and positive and always interested in your higher good, rather than something that may not be so interested in your higher good. So I am going to put that warning there, because I know in a lot of New Age circles, everything's very rosy and fluffy, and they don't sort of go into the other side of the polarity. So do be careful when you're working with spirits that you are working with guides that are really your spirit guides. Set up a safe, energetic circle. Set up a typical Wiccan circle and you should be good to go. Once you have done that, you need to learn to meditate if you're not meditating regularly. And the reason why meditation is so important is for two reasons. One, it's going to allow you to be more receptive. You're going to be able to receive more information and more things from your higher self and from the spirit world when you are in a calm, meditative state of being. And the more you practice it, the better you will get at it. The second thing is that meditation helps you introduce yourself to your own thinking and your own thoughts, so that you can then determine if the information you're receiving is actually your own thoughts just making stuff up, or whether it is actually something that you really are receiving from your higher guidance or from a guide. Because every single human being has a filter, and the filter varies depending on your culture, your religious upbringing, and your past upbringing. So you'll find that when people are channeling spirit beings, that often what they're communicating can be very coloured by their religion and by their spiritual beliefs and their view of the world. And that's because, being humans, we have this filter. And there's not a lot we can do about the filter to 100% channel without our filter sort of getting in the way, because our filter is how we make sense of the world. So if you come from a background where you are in a particular, say in the New Age scene, you're going to see things and communicate things slightly differently to if you come from a background, say a Catholic background or something like that. It's going to be influenced by your background. Meditation will help you see where your filter's influencing it and when it really is something that you're channeling from your spirit guide. So it's really a way of getting to know how you think and how you feel. A lot of people will think that they're receiving information from the spirit guide, but it may actually be their own wishful thinking that's getting in the way. So that's something to really be aware of, because not everything that you perceive or think you perceive is actually really something that's coming outside of your own imagination or your own wishful thinking. And that's a reality for everybody on the planet, including the top channelers out there. You've always got to be discerning what's their filter and what's actually really coming through. So once you've determined that for yourself, then it is a matter of asking your spirit guides to connect with you. The best way to do it when you're first starting out, if you don't know how to do it, is to use journaling with your dominant hand and non-dominant hand. This is a simple process. It's good, if you're into writing, but also if you're a little bit more kinesthetic, because when you write with your non-dominant hand, you are more connected to your subconscious mind. And the whole way of doing it is that you ask a question with your dominant hand. So in my case, I'm right-handed, so I would ask a question with my dominant hand, so I'd write that down, and then I ask my spirit guides to be with me and to guide my left hand, and my left hand just writes the answer. I don't think about the answer, I let my hand write the answer. Play with that, have a bit of a practice with that, because it does take a little bit of work to stop the conscious mind from trying to filter what your hand is writing. But if you just allow your body to take over a little bit more than your mind taking over, you can actually find that you'll be tapping into a little bit more of your intuition and your ability to be able to receive information doing it that way. Other ways of doing it will depend on your strength. So if you're clairvoyant, you'll probably already know who your spirit guides are, because you've probably seen them. If you're clairaudient, you may hear them. If you are like me, more clairsentient, you will feel the presence of them. And for me, the way that I work is that I tend to receive the information initially through my body or through my thoughts. And then that will give shape to an inner vision of what it may be. Now, to some extent, my vision may be giving form to what I'm receiving from my thoughts and my feelings with help from my filter, because I'm not naturally clairvoyant. So I've only probably had 3 real clairvoyant experiences in my life. And the way I receive information is just not through that sense. I know some of you do, but some of you won't. And that's why there's a lot of confusion. That's why a lot of people struggle with trying to connect with their guides, because you think that you should be seeing them or hearing them, and that's not the way you receive information. You are more sentient, or you may be more cognizant. There's different ways of receiving information, and I've talked about this in my scrying video to help you get better with scrying, because we just need to understand how you receive information. Once you've done that, experimenting with trying to receive through the writing, you can then ask your spirit guides to give you another sign, a more tangible sign, like, show me a white feather in the next 3 days, or give me a sign that you are real in a way that I can't possibly doubt that it's coming from you in the next 3 days. And see what comes up, see what jumps out at you, see what animals turn up, see what goes on. Books might start falling out of bookshelves. I've had cases where I've had things fall off shelves and not break, even though they should have broken, that kind of thing. So look out for things that are a little bit out of the norm happening within that time. They'll be safe things, they're not going to do anything to harm you, so don't go getting afraid that they're going to cause some kind of accident or something. You're asking, these are your guides, these are your beings who are here to help you do your highest work here on planet Earth, so they're not going to be causing you grief in any way. You can ask them their names, you can ask them what they want to be called. You may find you may struggle with this. Also, again, you're going to see where your filter might jump in, that kind of thing. Enjoy the process. Don't beat yourself up if you are feeling that you're not getting anywhere. just go with the process. Try this for a month and see what happens. Another way that you can work with your guides, and this is the way that I actually got to see my guide, was actually through hypnotherapy. Until I was under hypnosis, and it was spontaneous because I was under hypnosis for something else. And when I went to go down the steps, which you usually go down a flight of steps when you're doing hypnotherapy, I all of a sudden had my guide there. I have no idea how she turned up or why she turned up, but she was there. And it was the first time I'd actually seen my guide. So hypnotherapy is a good way to go if you're really struggling with figuring out who your guide is, or doing some sort of guided meditation to figure out who your guides are. And if you want help with doing that, if you're wanting to go down the road of guided meditation, then certainly email me to book a time to do a guided meditation session with me, and I can help you get on the road to connecting to your spirit guides via that more hypnotherapy guided meditation method. My email will be in the link below this video in the description field. Email me, let me know you're interested in a guided meditation to help you get connected with your spirit guide, and then I will send you the information about what you need to do to move forward with that. Have fun with this. Again, don't try and beat yourself up if it's not working. Give yourself a good month of doing this writing with your dominant hand, non-dominant hand. Create your circle, or create your circle of light. I do teach the circle of light as part of Mystery Witch School 101 program, and also in my 5-day daily practice program, The Ultimate Guide to Starting a Wiccan Practice That Works. All of the links are underneath this video if you're wanting to go further with your work in Wicca and with your practice of Wicca. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.